Thank you so much. Appreciate it, you too. Man, I love Taupo. This is where we are currently. I'm on my way to Hastings, Napier, Hawke's Bay, the second bay, going down there for Wānanga with the Hidden Figures whānau. Don't know who they are. They are two Māori investors who are really just providing so much value for a lot of our whānau to change our way of viewing wealth, and they're doing it in an amazing way, and their platform is growing, and they're doing some amazing things. So they're doing a Wānanga down in Hastings and Kahungunu, and I'm just going to be going down there doing some content, vlogging, and hopefully going to get in a couple of podcast episodes as well. I don't have the trailer with me. I've just got literally a duffel bag with my gear in it, and I'm just hoping there's going to be a space there where we can just set it up. Not going to be as good as what it is in the podcast studio, but hey, we're going to get that content out there, because I do apologize for not having any episodes out over this last month and a bit, because I've been slacking. It's been pretty challenging, and just trying to figure all the things out that comes with doing things on your own. And I'd like to just get in a position where I've just got a team and someone helping me with content, helping me with editing, and all I can focus on is just doing the do. But we're making progress. But I wanted to do this introduction video to the vlog here because this is just such a beautiful spot. So check it out. Our sun is beaming. It's got a nice crisp air today, and beautiful. It's a beautiful city here in Taupo. Another 2 hours to Kahungunu, to Napier, and then we're just going to see what the day brings over these next few days. I'm speaking on Saturday around hauora and mental health, or just around health and well-being. So I'm just going to try and congest this vlog into just the key moment throughout the next 3 days. So come along, and we'll see you in the next scene. We're now here in Hastings, parked up the car, and just got to try and find my way in to where the Wānanga is being held. I really don't know where I'm going, but we'll find our way in there. I've seen like some bit of content online, and it looks pretty flash inside. Is this where the event is? Kura Whakarea? Is this where the Kura Whakarea Wānanga is?
Yeah,
is it in here?
We've got a few rooms, so it's one of them.
Okay.
Because what ends up happening is, I would welcome that feedback, because if you deal with it at the source, the chance of them now going out and telling people goes down significantly. And the number of times we have dealt with a complaint and then over-delivered on what we give them as compensation, they now turn into long-time customers. And the problems, they don't go away, they just look different. That's all it is. Like, the more I've kind of promoted myself in our business, the problems are still there, they're just different problems. Like, it was such and such doesn't turn up to work, I've got to go into work. Now I have someone who does that for me. Do I still deal with problems? Of course I do, they're just different problems. So the problems don't go away, they just look different.
Alright whānau, so been here for about just over an hour. We had an amazing lunch. I've heard from the speaker that I walked in on, Anton Matthews. Was able to get a little interview with him after he had finished, so I'm just editing that now, just to go up on Instagram on the Planting Seeds podcast, Hidden Figures page, and my personal page. So just editing them there now, and then I'm just going to upload it, and then just walk around in the rooms and just try and see what more that I can get. But now that I'm here and I'm in it, this is absolutely amazing. Like, it's pretty awesome format of how they're doing it. So there's 4 rooms, 4 speakers, and there's 4 groups, and so everyone is just rotating through the groups, so they're learning from the different speakers and presenters that they've got in. Got Anton, he's got a hospitality business, and also a consultancy. There's a few arms to what he does, but he's sharing the ins and outs of how that operates. And then there's one over here that's sort of like Māori centric, Māori focused, that I haven't seen, and the other ones, there's like a financial advisor one, and then there's also like a property investment one. So I've only just heard from Anton, but I'm going to go and check out these other rooms shortly after I upload this. So it takes a bit of time, just got it now, editing on my phone and putting it out there. This is their grind. Let's go. So the app that I use is Captions. Really, really good if you're doing a lot of talking videos or podcasts. It's really great because back in the day, well, not when I say back in the day, like frickin' maybe just 2 years ago, maybe if that, I would type every single word that came out of my mouth or other people's mouths. So this is just a game changer. And I like that there's templates, you can change it how you want. If you get sick of it, if you feel bored of it, you can change it, but it's just really good. And it's even good with te reo Māori, which is super good. I heard you speak about like a major setback that you had, and a lot of when we get into business for people, whether it's wealth creation, we're so scared of failure. And I heard your kōrero and it felt like you hit what failure looked like and you were able to bring yourself back. Like, can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, I mean, the reality is you're not going to get it right the first time, probably even the second or third time. You're going to have to try a whole bunch of stuff, you know, and if we think about tamariki, we grow up being quite comfortable with failure. You know, we don't just all of a sudden learn how to walk. We got to get up and fall over 100,000 times before we figure out how to take our first step, and then we walk and then we run. We get there through failure and through learning, adjusting, making changes. But then as we become adults, we become so scared of failing. And I feel that. I'm sure you do. We all feel the fear of looking like an egg or doing something stupid in front of people that we love. But that's the reality, is that you're not going to learn how to do these things without having to go at a whole bunch of stuff. And you're going to have to get really comfortable with failing. I fail every day. I don't want to do the old cliche, you know, it's not a failure, it's a lesson. But it is the reality. You're going to fail, and you've got to get comfortable with failing. And all of the things that I want are on the other side of something that I'm scared of.
Do you believe that pressure is a privilege? All the things that you want are on the other side of the things that you're shit scared of.
Yeah, like all of that. So I know if I want to get a skill to go global, we need to go networking and need to get ourselves out there. That's why I say if we're famous or rich, I'll choose rich every day. Then the next one I increased, I got marketing assistant, I put away 20% in the hinaki. So cool, I was already earning that. I would never do overtime, because how can you do overtime? I was doing overtime learning this stuff. So it doesn't mean you don't do overtime, but everybody else there, they're watching TV, right? And I'm working when they're not. But I'm in something that's going to give me the next skill. Very simple game, okay? Ready? Say, say, ready! At least I've never said the word, I haven't said the good for you. Say, ready!
But he's like, kore au e hikoi te rua rau rima takau mā whā kilomita ka aroha ki tērā hoeo. And I said, we need wararapa, we need wararapa. And I said, Whānau, you know what my favourite thing is about you? He goes, oh, and I said, you're like my favourite tohunga. Kara mai me o karakia, brother. Noho ki te taki, noho ki te taka, kara mai me o karakia. And he goes, I'll be there.
My motto was that I'd work as long as I could to outwork everybody. So I wanted to work 13 to 18 hours a day. I knew that once Mahu road lights were off and I still worked, even if I wasn't beating everyone, we felt like we were. They've been there when it started, they're still there. They've come a very long way. At the start, I tried to build it with 100% people from Flexme, Maraenui or Camberley. They would all be Māori and would conquer the world. And I realised, fuck, I had to change that. None of us went to university, so I had to employ some smart people.
Alright, tēnā tātou te whānau, that's day one, done and dusted for Kura Whakarea, Hidden Figures, an amazing kaupapa to be at. We finished off with some koho, the sister Kelly spoke about he maunga kātaia, and then we heard from Taurus from Topline, who just said his journey from how he grew up to where he is now. That was super inspirational, crack up, real, but now everyone's just cleaning up. And then we got another day apopo, so we'll see you apopo. Let's go. Morena, day two, here, Kura Whakarea, Hidden Figures, and I'm going to be doing some podcasts today. So I got a few micro pieces of content yesterday. I'm going to get a couple more today actually, but my main focus today is just to try and get a few podcasts to really highlight some of these Māori business owners, those who have a story. That's my main goal today, to get a couple of podcasts. Vibes are good. Had an awesome workout with one of my good bros. Went up to the Maunga and just saw a lot of the area, and it was beautiful. But for now, let's get this day e te whānau. You dumbass. Honestly, wouldn't read about it. Bro, I've gone to set up my podcast gear. This is where it was going to happen. I've started to plug everything in, and then I go and grab the power cord, and it's not in my frickin' bag. Oh my freaking days, bro. And it's Anzac Day. So my next point is I'm going to go and ask the music people here, because there's soundy people and all of that, if they by any chance have a chord to fucking help me out. Now, remember Waitangi? Do you remember Waitangi when I had a chord but the chord broke? For the same frickin' power chord. So this power chord broke when I went up to Waitangi, figured that part out, but now this, I just left it at home. I didn't frickin' pick it. What the hell, bro? Oh, my days. We have cracked a solution at Te Whānau. Lucky the place that we're in. We're here in Hastings, and this is the Toitoi Events building, and there's soundies here and there's technicians here, and they have this audio machine here. So it's a Tascam, and what it does is it captures audio. So I've just got an SD card in here, we've connected my mics. I'm just going to be wearing headphones to make sure that everything's sweet, but the show has been saved. Honestly, it's when I come to things like this that I realize how unprepared I am, thinking that I've got everything, but I've left behind like a few things, the power cord being one, SD cards, like, man, honestly, I need to prepare a week before or a couple days before and just make sure that I got everything. I'm just so blasé about everything, fam, but we're here and we cracked it. So let's get our first guest. Man, just had a podcast with the Bo Taurus, fella from Top Line. Please go and watch that episode right here on this link after this vlog or whenever, go and check it out, because he's someone that has a story, and I feel that's the important thing about anyone, is like we all got a story, and no matter what it is that you're doing, if you've got that story, it's what adds the substance and the layers to be able to have like impact. And I think that's what the bro is up to, and how he holds himself. So go and check that out. That's one under the belt. Let's go. Morena. Here, day 3 of Kura Whakarea, Wānanga, out by Hidden Figures, and didn't get too much footage yesterday because my main intention was to do some podcast, and I managed to get 2. Got one bit of micro content and was just fluffing around with all of the little details that I was meant to do. And today we're going to go out around Kahungunu, and I'm going to be speaking today, and it's about 20 minutes, and they just want to add a bit of wellness and well-being into the mix. So I was sort of working on it last night, and so I'm going to be speaking, and then shortly after that I'll look to leave just so I can get home back to my whānau. But let's get into it and let's see what the day brings. Let's go. So we're here at kāinga, and we just heard from Dawson. Him and his wife have a trust, and as you can see around me, I'm right in the middle, and we've got just whare just circulating this whole space. And what a kāinga is an area where whānau live in communion. So everyone who's going to be here is either going to be all whānau, or they're all going to be living together and contributing to the whenua and to the space. That's to my knowledge. Or one of the other models that they're doing is that they're building this kāinga, making rent extremely cheap, so people are able to be in homes, but then also are able to save, be in a position to save, rather than all of that extra money going on more expensive rent. They can use that extra money to be able to save for a deposit for their own whare. And so, this is really, really awesome, because we learnt about this yesterday, but to be able to come into the actual whenua and see it in action, taumata ke atu. The thought that's gone into everything is so amazing, eh? Yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh, I'd love you all to come back in here and just
see it all. Yeah. So who gets to come into these whare? What's the criteria for whānau to come in?
We've got a Whenua Kura Whānau Trust website, and you fill out an application, and then behind the scenes we as a trust choose the people, because it's a 5-year pathway, so it's a stepping stone.
Yeah.
we want our people to have their own whare.
Cool.
You know? So we want to use this as cheap rent, no power bill, marakai.
So that they can use that extra buffer to get their own deposit kind of thing. Neat.
There will be little criteria, like you might have to be a part of KiwiSaver.
Right.
To make sure you actually doing financial literacy course, you know, make sure you're
Wow, what an awesome opportunity, man. I'm just so grateful for the people who are going to be in these whare, man. Beautiful. The man in action. Rāwhiti roa. Taiki e! Taiki e! Is it really a kaupapa if te rāwhiti roa isn't there? I don't know. You tell me. What an awesome experience this was. This is how you manifest things at te whānau. You think it, you gotta go and touch it, feel it, experience it, and then ba-boom! Next minute, you're the one building papa kāinga.
And that's why us young people need to go to those weeks, because I was the only one in there fighting, because the council were asking if they could buy a mob band piece of sightseeing. That for me, the conversation should have been, do you fellas want to buy your fufu up? And that wasn't the conversation. So I was the only one in the hui challenging them, saying, why are you fellas coming to ask if you can buy it and not asking if we can bid? At the end, my own whānau, my own net is an answer that then grew was saying, but we don't have the money to do it. And I said, we can try and raise the hui, have to dog fighting because we've got whānau back here, no, but they don't understand how to build homes. They don't know how to do investing. They don't know how to do commercial. So I think all about trust, we need to have a balance of the cultural side, but the economic side as well.
So this, where we are at the moment, there's this whole suburb that was created by Tai Whenua Trust, who are all about supporting whānau into home ownership. And this is a brand new suburb, and everyone who lives here is all Māori and they're whakapapa to this area, and the homes are brand new, they're high quality, and there's low to no deposit options available for whānau to get into home ownership. So pretty beautiful, and this is just one of the whare. So this is Top Line with a boat Taurus. This is his yard for his construction company, and yeah, it's cool. Again, like we had a kōrero with the whare, he come on the podcast, and like this is legit his yard for his mahi, his office, super next level. Alright, we're back here, the Toitoi Events Centre. My PowerPoint is all loaded in. Just gonna do that. The guys up the back there sort of like run it all. Everyone's just having a kai now, and then once we finish a kai, we're just gonna get into this presentation, and that'll probably be the end of the vlog. Let's go. Tēnā rā tātou e te whānau, tātou kua whakarau ka mai nei o tēnei kaupapa whakahirahira. Ko ai tēnei, ko rānira rewiri tōku ingoa, huri whakaheke tēnei o te wako o mā tātua, o tira o te arawa anō. Very happy to be here, and I just feel this is a space to be in, and knowing that these kinds of connections, these kinds of spaces have an awesome way of reshaping how we think and how we feel in the direction that we're going in, and I'm sure we're getting a lot more clarity on what that looks like for ourselves, the kaupapa that we're doing, as well as just where we currently are. We get so caught up on the physical aspect of ourselves, and what that is suggesting is that we're so caught up on the image, on the ego. But when we dig a little bit deeper, we arrive at the essence. And I started to play with that, and I started to play that if I am a spiritual being enjoying this physical experience, how can I express that more authentically? And I started to utilize my mind a little bit more, because that is the passage or the bridge between our spiritual self and our physical self. And I wanted to express that a whole lot more. So detach from thinking who you think you are and connect to who you truly are. And this is like a map of how we think about things. And so if we're thinking about how we think we are, we're actually detaching ourselves from our true version of self. These are the things that I feel can really support us with where we are, is the relationship first and foremost to ourselves. Because if we're in the space of business and growth and chasing after things, there's always the part of us that wants to be more present with our whānau, right? One of the pillars is usually being sacrificed, which might be our health pillar, or it might be our whānau pillar, it might be our finances pillar. But the kōrero is how can we create some kind of balance. And we heard from Anton, he don't believe in it at all, right? Probably a lot of whānau on this table don't believe in it at all. And I remember when I didn't. One of my bros were talking about balance and I just said, nah bro, I don't believe in balance, it's either this or that. And sure enough, because I didn't believe in it, unfortunate things started to play out of my life. My health started to suffer, my relationship became strained. So although we might not completely believe in it, my whakaaro through my own experiences, let me try. Because the pursuit of balance is a worthwhile experience. I'll just leave it there, te whānau. Thank you fellas so much for the space, for the people that I've had an interview with, the bro Taurus, Moi, people that have just allowed me to take videos and to get content, because that's a big part of my mahi. I want to share, the things that I'm up to. I want to be able to provide people with things that they might not have access to. And so this space has been a big part of that. So tēnā koutou, o tira tēnā tātou katoa.